Hello. Hello, Anders. Welcome.
Hallo.
Hello, amigos y amigas. It's another week of Dive in Life. And happy to have Andres today. Vander, man, it's good to have you.
It's a pleasure to be here, man. Thank you. Thank
It's
you
been a
for
long time.
inviting and for making this happen.
Yeah, of
Can you hear
course.
me well?
Yeah, you're loud and clear. It's been a long time
Perfect.
coming, actually, this one, because I think we've talked about it before, and at some point was, yeah, let's do this, and here we are. Have Marco
Yes.
VG online. Here we go.
Actually,
Nice. Cool.
yeah,
Yes,
we talk about it. I think in December or something.
I
We
think so.
mentioned it
Yeah.
about it.
Like, hey, we need to do it, and I was curious to how my lessons helped. It went well, though.
uh,
You've been releasing quite a bit. I just checked the beatport, and I saw Pipe and Pochette. Actually,
yeah,
I've had Razi
as
Z.
you said.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
in my class, like in I think also last year. I think in December or so, he was in my class for the advanced, which is nice.
nice.
Cool.
He's also been very consistent with the release, actually.
This guy is ridiculous. He also had great tips for me. So I always love it
Nice.
when people from the advanced class have great tips. So yeah, that's nice. Yeah, so here we are, and yeah, you're back in Holland because you've been to the Dominican Republic, right? You've stayed there quite a bit, actually.
Yeah. So I went. Wasn't doing anything in Amsterdam. Since there's no shows in New Europe, so I decided to, like go to Dominican Republic to be with my family, to recharge a little bit, be in the sun, And the plan was to be there for a month, then 2 months, then 3 months.
Yeah, that's how it
Yeah,
goes. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Then
But
I decided it was enough,
yeah, and
need to
how
come back.
does it because you went there like, okay, there's no shows because you were pretty rocking it, just before the whole pandemic. I saw you going to Istanbul and I don't know where, man, like crazy amount of gigs, Paris, and lots of other gigs. So how did this influence your mojo? How did you cope with this whole, like, I was just on the verge of like going really nicer than I went before, you know?
Yeah, man, it's fucking annoying. Like, it was literally at I think I was in the, there's a point before and after. I was like right in the middle.
Yeah,
It was happening for me. Like finally, I'm traveling, I'm living off this and all this stuff, and all of a sudden, the pandemic came.
yeah,
Like I literally had like 2 or 3 months of show already aligned. I was gonna play in the States, in Morocco, like a lot of places.
yeah,
No, in Tunisia, in the
yeah.
States,
Wow,
Canada,
wow.
um, and then all of a sudden in Mexico, and then all of a sudden the pandemic, and I'm like, what? Like
Yeah,
it was like 2 days before, all the
yeah.
emails canceled shows.
You're like,
2 days before I
no.
went into a flight, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah, that's horrible, man. Yeah, that's a lot of people, of course, have this. But yeah, you were just on the verge of,
Yeah,
really touring a lot, and then it's a shame because this is what you've been working for. But no fear, the end is near. I hope so. Let's hope it's gonna be nicer. Itai is online. Itai, my friend.
hey
Yeah,
man, what's up?
yeah. You know Itai as well. Have you guys met?
I know his saxophone sounds.
Man, this
He's
guy is a
saxophonist,
wizard
no?
on the saxophone, and we've been working on
Yeah.
music, man. He's cooking up something really nice. Like there's music coming from this guy. Yeah, super
I
nice.
heard a nice track with the Soul Brothers or in the Soul Brothers label. I don't know, Talavera from him.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure he
If
did.
I'm not mistaken, I think it was a track from
Yeah,
him.
he did a
It was
few. We
the
also had the falafel track, which was really, really, really.
I think it's that one. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
right.
yeah,
Yeah,
with
yeah,
Gold Cup.
yeah. That did really well.
Yeah.
He apparently loves falafel. That's it, I think.
Who does? Who doesn't?
Yeah. Yeah, so nice, yeah, man. So yeah, so today we're just gonna have a chat and gonna look into some projects. We have like a bunch of people watching on a different platform. So you could be on YouTube or Twitch or Facebook. We are streaming on all the possible channels that we have together. And
Nice.
yeah, we're gonna chat about life and music. And I'm curious to how you work the project that you have. Let's listen to some music. So is this like a premiere that we have with the Can't Stop Loving You. Um,
Not a premiere
ah,
necessarily, but it's like most recent EP. I was released in November on the Currency Babylon, which happens to be my first solo EP. You know, I've always um, have EP with collaborations with some other people, but now
yeah,
this was the first one I did all the tracks without any influence of anyone.
yeah, nice.
I'm
Yeah,
really happy with it. Yeah.
yeah, cool. So you thought, I'm gonna walk around Amsterdam and have some cameras with me.
With the camera following me
Yeah,
while
yeah.
I'm pissed because I cannot play shows.
Yeah, man, it will come. I'm, I'm very positive minded always, and I do believe this has just been a phase, man. It's not World War II. We're fine. It's gonna be okay. Okay.
I like that attitude there, man.
Yeah, man, we have to, man. It's life's only once, and if you have to stay home for a year or maybe 2 years, it's fine. We can do some self reflection, work on our habits, and upgrade the formula. That's how I see it, though, and that's what I try to do mostly. And
And,
it's
and to be honest, this is the most healthy I've been in the last 4
yeah.
years.
Then I was chatting with my parents, and they said, "How are you doing last night?" It's like, I don't know. It's crazy. I've been surfing. My body's morphing into Superman. I feel great. And
Yeah.
I drink a wine every now and then. And when I have a stream, but for the rest, it's just one or two wine. I've never been so clean in my life. You can tell from
Likewise.
like. Yeah. So, all right, let's listen to this track and "Can't Stop Loving You." It reminds me of, what's this song? "Can't Stop Loving You." This is Brian Adams. You know.
Oh,
Okay,
no, I don't.
but this is fun there. Okay, let's listen to it.
This is the updated version.
It's an echo. Yeah, I love these delay
I think
effects.
so.
Yeah, it must be echo. Echo is really nice for this. But cool, man. I love the dance moves. It's really cool. It's
Thanks,
very funny to
thanks,
see.
thanks.
You must have walked a long way that day. It's good for the body.
Man, actually, it's funny because the first scene of the video, it's me like I lost a bus, right? The bus goes, and I'm like, the fuck.
Oh yeah.
And actually, that was a bus that was supposed to take us to the beach. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was like, we were sitting waiting for the bus, and then the bus comes, and then the guy, my friend who's doing the video, he's like, bro, like let me film you waiting for the bus and the bus passing in front of you, just to
yeah,
use that as a transition for the video.
yeah,
And then we didn't think about that if the bus passes through, it just goes, it's not gonna wait for us.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
literally it just passed, and we were like, dude,
That's actually our bus. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, we missed the bus that we were
Uh,
supposed to do. So it's
yeah.
not acting; it's actually what happened.
Yeah, they do this a lot, man, in Holland. I actually had it multiple times that I wanted to take a bus and the bus comes and just drives off and I'm like, what? I even was so angry once that I called the bus company like on the spot, like, hey, I'm at this bus stop and the bus driver just didn't stop. I
Oh
don't think
yeah,
it's normal, man. What the fuck? I'm standing there, I'm waving, and he just went on. Maybe he was in a hurry. I don't know.
yeah, they do that also with the trams. It's
Yeah.
like
They
they,
just
they, they don't stop.
yeah.
I mean, I understand that they need to be on time on the other stops.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, if you're late, you can pick me up. I'm here.
Yeah, it's annoying
La
sometimes.
parada del autobús. I learned that in my Duolingo, my Spanish.
Yes. So you're learning Spanish with Duolingo?
Yeah, Duolingo, and I just bought a workbook, and I have lessons every Sunday with my maestra online. So that's super nice.
Oh, that's cool.
So I try to like attack from all angles, basically.
Yeah,
And it's going
nice,
pretty
nice.
well. I can, but it's hard to understand. People just talk muy rápido. It's ridiculous.
Oh
They go
yeah,
like, blah, 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 blah. And you say, oh, okay, and then they just blah, 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 blah. They don't even consider slowing down. They just you either understand or not. Blah, blah, blah,
yeah,
blah,
yeah,
blah,
yeah.
blah. Yeah, it's really funny. All right, we have hey Ale Anaya online. Vander, que gusto verte. Ja ja ja. Te mando un abrazo. Ya eres todo un artista. Oh, you're
Ale-
already fully an artist. Something like this.
yeah, that's what you
Yeah, right.
said.
Yeah, see, I can read my Spanish already. So, Peter, hey, thanks for watching. Peter from NDSM
Hey,
Music.
what's up?
Yeah, it's my buddy. Let's dive into some projects. Which one do you have actually? What can we do? Yeah, let's go nerdy, nerd mode.
Yeah, I have opened here Can't Stop Loving You since you did the video.
Great. Yeah, I'm curious to the breakbeat and the delays, of course, because I really like the delays.
Yeah. I'll show you the secret sauce. It's
Yeah,
actually not typical at all.
yeah. Jumbo around us. You're becoming a frequent watcher, Jan. I see you every week now, which is cool.
Nice. So I share my screen now.
Yeah, share it. Yeah.
Also, I don't have any of the chat, so if there's a question or something.
Yeah, I'll have a look at it. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, you can fire away.
Fire it up!
Fire it
All right.
up.
So this is how the project looks.
Yeah. Mixed. That's great.
Yeah. I did a mix mistake. I didn't realize that I should have let the bass take all the low frequencies and the kick just to be more in the mid
More
low.
punchy. Okay.
And now in this mix, the kick is actually more on the sub.
Yeah.
But that's something I learned after it was mastered. I was listening in a car and I was like, actually, I should have left the bass come through in the sub and the kick just as a
More punch. Yeah, it depends, who's the lowest note, I guess. If you have a really low bass, then it depends on per track, I guess. I like to look at
I mean,
it per
it
track.
still sounds clear, I think, but
Yeah.
it's just something that I
Yeah, man.
realized later.
We always keep upgrading. Well, I'm glad you had the insight. It's nice. It makes you more alert next time. Oh, you use pigments also. I know that Jaron
Yeah.
is very fan of pigments.
I love it.
Yeah, I think Jaron told me about pigments back then. Nice.
So okay, how should we do it? So
Yeah, just go through the track. I just recently got some feedback from one of my followers that they really like these shows, but I talk too much and I should let the artist just present without me asking questions. So I don't dare to ask anything anymore. So let me just see how you present your track, because that's apparently what my viewers want, and then I'll come in with some questions. So just
Okay, cool.
yeah,
All right, so let me just find the most busy part, I guess, this one. I'm gonna loop it and gonna go through the different layers and then, discuss different effects that I did here and there.
yeah,
And so basically, like, as you can see in the name of the track, it says Breakbeat number one. So I was just I did this track back in August, September, I think, August, September around. And that was when I was working for the Gardens EP. I already had like 5 tracks,
yeah,
and I did all the tracks in the studio. And but it was literally I was decided to stay home. It was like Sunday, whatever, Saturday afternoon. I was just sitting in the couch. It was raining, and I was just putting my headphones on, and I was like, I want to do a breakbeat track,
yeah,
just for fun. I was not even thinking about the EP or anything. I was like, let's just experiment with breakbeats.
yeah.
And yeah, so I literally, that's why it's called, the project's called Breakbeat. And I just found like a breakbeat sample on Splice and then start to play around with it, like chopping it and playing with reverse stuff and all that, and
Yeah.
then develop it more.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you later, like the sample that I use as an initial point. That was like my like starting point, and then the track developed. And
Yeah.
it's funny enough is that the vocal as well. It was everything was done in one day. So I was just sitting in the couch and I did the track.
These are
Of
the
course, I
best.
didn't mix it,
Yeah.
but the track was finished even with the vocals. The vocals, when I was doing the track, I I sent the track to a friend of mine, and I said, hey, I actually put on Instagram uh, like I need a female vocalist, and I got some messages, and one of them was from my friend Amiga
Yeah.
Eva, and she texted me and like, hey, I can help you. I'm in the studio, and I sent her the track on WhatsApp, and
Wow.
then like 10 minutes later, I had like 4 different tries of the vocals and like even guitar she did
The
and a lot of
power of
stuff.
social media, my friend.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
insane. And then I just choose one part and then play with it, and then boom, it was done.
That's
It's
great.
done.
Yeah. And do you consider that the best tracks you've made are the ones that you make within a day?
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah. That's everybody says that. I have to
Actually,
say.
I think this is one of the best tracks I've done, because I think it's the most. I don't know. It's kind of like creative in a way. It's not that underground, but it's also not that pop. It's very digestible. Everyone can listen to it and have enjoy something from it, I think.
Yeah.
And it's different from what I normally do.
Yeah.
So that's why I really enjoy this track. And yeah, it's
Yeah. That's
been like
also
a.
it's also
Mhm.
nice. Therefore, I advise everybody, if they're stuck, usually like people that are more advanced in their producer careers get stuck. And I always say, like, make a breakbeat or turn the tempo down or up, like
Yeah,
way more or than you would normally do, and try and make something different. It will
just
take you
think
out of your
outside the
comfort
box.
zone. Yeah, and but the track really, as you say, it's digestible. It's for people that usually not so much into organic house or how they now call it. It's music. It doesn't.
Yeah,
It's nice. It's more of
I actually hated that then the distributor put this in organic down
yeah,
tempo or whatever, because that's not what the track is.
mm,
This is music. This is just, for me, I would say this is more electronic music than
yeah,
organic,
yeah,
whatever. But it's what
yeah.
it
It's
is.
hard. All these labels and names.
I
It's.
hate it, man.
I remember that at some point EDM was marked as progressive house, which was totally ridiculous. And now
Oh,
house is also like EDM-ish house, and now all the normal house in my world at least is called minimal house. So
minimal. Yeah.
I don't know, it's changing every week when somebody that works at Beatport comes up with a new genre.
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know, yeah. All
I
right.
mean, it's nice that they have the different like genres of genres. But sometimes people ask me like, what type of music do you do? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, really, I don't know.
I say house and techno and a lot of stuff in between. Fuck it.
Everything in
Yeah,
between. Yeah.
yeah. Cool. I'm curious to your sound. So yeah, just tell us about it. Whatever you want to
All right,
share.
so let's go from the first part, and then. So the first, actually, this is the where my starting point was.
Ooh, I love breakbeats, man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make a breakbeat track. I'm gonna write it down. Start with a breakbeat. Everybody watching, next time you're making music, start with a breakbeat. Why not? ¿Por qué
it's
no?
cool,
¿Por qué
man. Yeah,
no? Yeah, breakbeat.
and actually, I think what I did here, I rearranged the loop. So originally, it was like this, I think. Yeah, so this
Oh yeah.
I didn't use it, which actually there's a track of Inelea. He uses the same,
Oh yeah.
the same drum loop. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what you get with splice. You know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It
But I
sounds.
mean, it doesn't matter for me. Like I don't care.
Yeah. That sounds a bit like
Some
the
people.
Amen break. It's like the timing of things. The famous Amen break.
Amen break. I don't know the track.
You don't know the Amen break? It's by the Winston brothers. It's the foundation of the whole genre called drum and bass. It's one sampled loop from a band from I think it was the 70s or 80s, 70s I
Mm-hmm.
think. And there's even a foundation, that people can donate money for the guy that drummed that actually loop because like 80% of all the drum and bass sort of has this
It's
loop in
copied
there.
from you.
Yeah, it's called the Amen break. It's a great documentary. It's on YouTube. It's nice.
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
I actually should learn more about the history of electronic music.
Yeah, it's nice.
But
It's always
yeah.
fun.
But anyways, this was like the starting point. Um, I did some processing, which is actually a lot. I wouldn't recommend it. This is not the best example of processing, but it's what it is.
Well, yeah, it's
Um,
choice, man. Yeah.
well, actually, the EQs, I decided to do it like that instead of all of them together. Sometimes I learned this from Brian Sitt. He all the EQs, instead of having all in one, he has different EQs, and then it's easier. You can just turn it off, and it's easier to manipulate instead of having it here combined with all of them.
Interesting.
Unless you're using Pro Q3, that's a different story. It's more easy to use. But for EQ8, having like 10 EQ8s one next to each other doesn't really affect the CPU that much. So
Yeah, true.
sometimes it's actually comfortable to use it that way.
Yeah.
And that's why I have them like this. I tried different EQs, it didn't work, just turn them off.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know why I queued it that much, but yeah.
Oh,
And I put this API 2000
there it
like
is,
a compressor,
Yeah.
just to control it a little bit. And this vitamin, which is also nice.
Also waves, right?
Yeah, it's also cool. Like
it's a
I
cool
actually
interface.
was like watching tutorials about processing drums, and I was just putting everything.
Yeah.
Like, don't do this at home, but yeah. Let's see. We do with that. And this is actually my secret sauce.
Ooh.
RC20, and I discovered this plugin like 1 month before, and I was putting it on everything literally. I maybe we see it in all the channels. But like this is amazing.
I've seen somebody else use this as well. I think it was Modmax that we had in the show. And
Man, it's super cool. You should try it. Like it adds nice color to the sound.
Yeah, RC20. Yeah, I think this is not the first time I write it down.
It's actually used a lot. It's very famous within the hip hop world of producer.
Yeah, therefore the guy. I think the one that showed it was this guy Modmax that was in the show. He did the production for Drake. So I think he must have been the one that showed me. Yeah, nice. I should check it out. RC20.
Yeah, you should check. It's amazing. And then I used Smack Attack for controlling the transients of the drum. So like if I just actually let me do this.
Yeah, let's
gonna select
test.
everything here. Gonna do that. And without the processing, it sounds like this. And basically, I just wanted to fit with the other stuff because
Yeah.
I just want the essence of the breakbeat. I don't really need the whole drum
The
sound.
low, yeah, yeah,
I just want the vibe, you know.
yeah. Take out a bit of
The-
the low. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Then
Also,
I added. I was using two kicks, but at the end I just decided to go with the low kick.
yeah.
It's
Ooh,
just like a normal kick.
good kick.
Uh,
Good
yeah,
kick.
my friend left Tatarov, he sent it to me, and yeah,
Lev
yeah,
Tatarov. He's also been
yeah,
my student.
yeah. He's a
Yeah.
very good friend.
I've been working with him a while, but that he was one of my first students, man. My first private students. He got a bargain back then, you know.
Ah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it's really nice, interesting. Yeah, Lev Tatarov. Yeah, I really like. I should call him, man. See how he's doing.
yeah. It's a good one.
I'm gonna write Lev Tatarov also. Lev, I'm gonna call you if you're watching. Lev, leuk. Call Lev.
Oh, nice. And then for the kick, I just literally cut all the highs because I was using another kick, this top, which has like more like a old school character.
Vibe to it,
But
yeah.
at the end I decided to turn it off because it was just mudding the mix.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
prefer to have this airy vibe, you know. It kind of feels more.
yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, it's nice to have layer. I'm a bad layerer, man. I'm not. I don't like it. For especially with kicks, I always get confused. I keep tweaking the fucking filters all the time with when I'm layering kicks. So then I'm like, oh yeah, no, like this, no, like this, and then I end up deleting it anyway. So now I just find a really good kick, and that's my kick. You know.
Yeah, yeah. I'm also most of the time like that. But I
Yeah.
don't know. Sometimes the problem is that with low frequencies, for me at least, it's very difficult to. If you layer into kicks, sometimes I don't know what I'm listening. You know, like
Yeah.
it just sounds nice, but I'm not sure if it's canceling each other or
Yeah.
whatever because the low frequencies are so hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
It's
don't have
mad.
like a massive sub and big speaker, you know.
Yeah. So then you send it to the mastering engineer. He goes like, dude, what you been doing? You're like, oh
Yeah,
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 fucking
yeah.
learning.
So it's the best thing is what you said. Just
Yeah.
find a good kick and just leave it as it is.
Yeah. Yeah. That's. I really like to just use one kick. Yeah.
Yeah. And then after I did the loop, so I came up with the bass, and the bass I did it with the pigments, and I did basically I found it's kind of like a Reese bass, but different, and
Ooh.
and the way I did the bass is basically I took the same channel, I duplicated it,
Mm-hmm.
and for this one I pitched 12 semitones up,
Yeah, using
and
the MIDI
I
effect.
add chorus to it,
Yeah, yeah, cool.
so
So
it
yeah,
becomes more big.
yeah. So you can have still like the white feeling of the bass, but it's not because there's an octave higher playing at the same time, which is white, and the other one is still mono.
Exactly.
What a nice trick. Hey, and also, can you go back to the beginning? Because I saw lots of cool, interesting stuff you used on this bass, like the way it's like some chord selectors. What is this? I don't know.
Actually, I didn't use it on the bass, but on the chords, maybe on freeze track. Yeah, this is off, but this is actually I maybe used it here, I think. So it's the same chords from that. So this is basically a chord generator. If I turn it on, it's actually super cool. Maybe for your students, it would be nice.
Yeah, I don't know. It just looks really super interesting. It's like a
Yeah,
great
so
rack.
it's from a pack from Ableton. A friend of mine sent it to me actually.
No
Shout
way.
out to Bonafide, he sent it to me. So it's major key and minor keys,
Yeah,
chords. So basically, my track is in D minor. So I just took the D minor, I put it here, and you turn it on, and whatever you play one note, and it
yeah,
becomes a chord, like
yeah.
a triad, and then if you turn this on, it becomes a fifth, and then seventh, whatever.
So you can actually automate which. So you always play the same note, but by opening the macros, it just becomes a different chord.
Exactly, yeah.
That's so fun. What do you know? What
Yeah.
the pack is called?
No idea. Just put like minor and major key chords.
Yeah, yeah,
I can send you the files, but I don't know
yeah.
how it is on Ableton.
Yeah, if it's a pack in Ableton, I should know it, man, since I'm certified. Like,
Yeah, check it out.
like I never heard of it, but there's so many packs, minor key packs. Great, that's a
Yeah.
great tip.
Actually, and there's more of this.
Yeah,
For chords. So,
cool.
but this is super cool and easy. Like also the cool thing about this, which is what I like among the other effects and makes chord, is that if you play a key in the keyboard that is not the D minor, it's not gonna sound.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So if I play, I don't know, C sharp, no sound is gonna come. So that's
Cool.
also a way for me to practice, to know what the D minor scale is in the keyboard, you know,
Yeah, yeah. That's
because
super
I don't
interesting.
know, I don't know them by heart. So
Yeah,
sometimes if I put this, I know, okay, so this, then I start to register in my brain like, okay, this note is not from this key, you know,
yeah, yeah. That's
and that's
interesting.
something I like.
It's a great teaching tool. Nice. Ableton is
Yeah.
so amazing. People who are on Logic, if you're watching, Wazoo, maybe if you're watching, make the move, my friend. Make the move. All right, cool. Yeah, super nice. I love all the processing, man. It's like a bit warmer, the saturation. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, let's actually turn it on and off so you can see. So the original sounds of the of pick is on Pigments and is actually just a preset, I think. It's called Bay City,
Bay City.
and I just play with the cutoff.
Yeah.
And without processing, sounds like this. It's kind of like a Reese bass, Reese like the one from the drum and bass and stuff
Yeah,
has like
yeah,
this
yeah.
style.
The dubstep, like wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then a bit more
So
filtered, so it becomes a bit more subby.
and then what I did, I put the saturation to add more warmth, more character, and then I just cut all the highs because it's moving a lot. You know,
Yeah,
I don't like that. I just like the sub from it.
yeah,
And a compressor, sidechain
yeah.
compressor with the kick, and more saturation with the sausage fattener.
Yeah, I love the. I recently got the Data Life.
The plugins are good, very good.
Endless Smile, so funny.
Yeah, I may have also used it.
It's so funny. Yeah, show Endless
No, it's
Smile.
not it. It's not here.
Endless Smile is amazing.
Actually, I'm gonna put this mastering thing on this tracks with below. Better, no?
Yeah, it's nice and loud like this. Yeah,
Huh?
it's maybe a bit too loud.
It's too loud?
Yeah, I think it's just distorting a bit. What's Pomodoro? Yeah, it's still going in red though on your master for some reason.
Because here is 3.
Ah, that guy. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
That sounds good though.
Yeah, and then basically, I just got the highs and from the thing and put it mono because I want from 0 to 150, I want that to be mono.
Yeah, yeah.
And then for the second layer of the bass, so I just thought that it would be nice to feel also the width, have stereo image. So it was just basically the same thing, just 1 octave higher and a chorus.
Then use a bit of chorus, yeah, because chorus makes it wider. Yeah, smart. So you still get the full wide bass sound, but then it's not wide in the low end. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, I'm just focusing to widening it on the mid, low, and mids.
Yeah, nice. I love
and
the
actually,
foundation of the track. Is amazing. Sorry.
Actually, there's look. This is literally what I'm focusing on, like this area here.
Yeah, nice.
And it's just adding a little bit. So I turn it off.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just adding a bunch of harmonics on top. It's nice.
Exactly.
Yeah, it gives you just a bit more character. Nice.
You can kind of hear it, Before you can hear it, but it's very subtle. But now with this layer, it's more easier to digest.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a cool way to work. Nice.
Yeah, and after that, more drums. This is like a drum break pop preset from Ableton, literally.
Ableton.
And I really like it because it sounds like very old school hip hop,
Yeah. Yeah, a bit lo-fi kind of vibe.
Yeah, and actually the processing here, a bit aggressive. But I really also wanted this to sound aggressive. I was looking for something old school, very saturated. How do you call this? Yeah, saturated. Like it sounds like it's old school. Like, and that I achieved by pushing a lot.
Yeah,
pushing a lot. The sounds already are a bit fucked, but I also want to push more. For sure. But it sounds good for me.
Yeah, it's, you know, sounds great.
Gets more character.
Yeah,
And then on top of that, I decided to add beatbox.
yeah,
This is just like a little sample. But the sample, I think I might have not put it fully, maybe. Yeah, I did put it fully. Okay, so basically, it's just like it's very subtle the way it sounds. It doesn't sound fully,
yeah,
but it adds like a nice organic touch, because it's
yeah,
like a beatbox.
yeah, yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
I think
And this I processed a
it's
lot
nice.
to
I think this.
make it sound nice.
Yeah, I think it's nice you've layered so much. This it creates. Last week we had Sydney Charles, and he was also layering a lot of sounds. It really creates a full sound. You know, I really when I put on this video of yours, "Can't Stop Loving You," you really heard like these layers. You know, it's like nice this fullness of the track. I think this is all the work that goes in it. It's nice to see.
Yeah, but it's also something I'm against now. Like in my latest production, I'm trying to keep it most simple as possible now. It's just different perspective, like it both sounds nice. And in this specific track, it was a lot of details to work with it and a lot of processing. Like it took me a while to process everything.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, the layers, I'm very happy with the result of the
Yeah,
layers and the drums. But now I'm focusing more on less elements actually. I'm trying to keep all my tracks below 20 tracks.
yeah. Okay. Ah, cool. To keep it minimal.
Yeah, to keep yeah, I'll show you like something I'm working on after this, so you can see also the difference of style and approach now.
Yeah,
I think it's just a new challenge for me. This layering things is it became a bit easy, after doing it. So you can make things sound good relatively easy because there's a lot of tools,
yeah,
and yeah, you just need the creativity and techniques to do it. But now I want to focus more on the composition of the music itself. Like when you have one instrument who's actually telling a story without layering on stuff on it to make it interesting.
yeah. And to have
With
it like, yeah,
with classical music, you have a piano, which is you can hear the whole song is just one piano, and you're like mesmerized by it. And with electronic music, with layering things, to keep it interesting. So I want to go back to basic and kind of like keep it simple, less is more, and focus more on the composition of the things that I am actually playing.
yeah. Wow, that's a great journey, man. Because because that's interesting. This topic. Because I know some artists that make like minimal that they use 12 tracks and they get a full track going. But I also know artists that have 60 tracks or 70 tracks. And I am also a firm believer of less is more. You know, I really like to use only maximum of 20 tracks or something and have a really good track going, or maybe 30 tracks. But then the track should be good. And
Yeah.
I think also I can always make an analogy with about life. You're a character in life, and you go through life, and you evolve. You go through certain moments in your life. You're up and down. You get more friends, and you lose a bunch, and it's like a whole story. And I think if you get one sound that evolves the way your life sort of unfolds, sort of similar things, it gets filtered. It becomes longer. It
Yeah,
becomes
yeah, yeah.
shorter, and that's the way to keep like a good track interesting with a minimal amount of using layers and layers and more sounds and more loops. So it's interesting to approach it that way. But yeah, and then again, there's no truth. So that it's just as long as it's
Yeah,
fun.
it's just a different. I think it's not like one is right, one is good or not. Both are good. You
Yeah,
know,
it's just
it's just like for me, I think it's just a matter of focusing on the composition rather than the layering. Because
yeah,
as I said before, like for me, this became quite easy.
yeah,
But I
it,
think the next step for me is to actually focus
yeah.
on the music
Change the approach.
writing itself.
Yeah,
It's a changing of approach,
yeah. Change
going
the
back to
angle.
basics.
Yeah, it's like taking the perfect shot. Sometimes you want to change the angle to have more options in the end.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
great. Yeah, nice. Looking forward to the new stuff also.
Yeah.
And do you always use percusiones? Do you also use Spanish words for?
Sometimes I mix it.
Yeah, nice. Soon I will have percusiones in my.
Yeah, I have percussiones. I most of the times use them, and this is actually just basic. It was just a sample, and I cut some parts that I didn't want, and I rearranged it so the way I wanted, and some shakers.
Yeah,
Nothing special, but again, with the layering stuff and the way they are working with all the other elements, it works.
yeah,
Which actually, the percussions here are very important because these are the elements that make the track organic, sort of. I think.
yeah. Therefore, you ended up in the organic house section in Beatport.
Thank you, Vic, for
This
nothing.
is- yeah,
But yeah, I also wanted to give this touch because I like the percussion sounds. I
Yeah,
grew up in Latin America, so I listen to it a lot and I'm very influenced by
yeah,
it.
yeah. Yeah, and the guys you
And
were there in the studio with Classified, they also record a lot of percussion, right? They also I see them always record stuff and
yeah, the
yeah,
boys the boys they everything they do is recorded with the microphone. They don't use sounds
yeah,
from somewhere else.
yeah,
Everything they prefer to record everything, which is
yeah,
great.
yeah, which is cool. A lot
Yeah,
of
it's
work
cool.
though, a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, but it makes it more you. I think at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
it's super organic. They should get their own section in Beatport. Super organic.
Super organic. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Nice.
But I see the RC20 coming by a lot though. It's nice.
I told you, man. I
Yeah,
told you, like it's just amazing.
yeah.
Like let's see without it. That's how it sounds.
Hey, Danny. No mind, guys. Welcome.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm just shouting out to some of my
Oh, nice.
regulars. They're watching. UK is in here. Is here. Got No Mind. We got Danny Farrell. Guys, welcome.
Wow.
Check out this plugin, guys. RC20. It's a saturator, right? Or like also what this does, it adds.
Man, it has a vinyl crackling sound. It has a wobbly sound, so it simulates like a vinyl. And it also has distortion. Has another digital distortion. And has a reverb and has this magnetic thing. So basically, it makes things sound like more vintage.
Yeah,
But you also can like go crazy with the effects, and it just has so many possibilities. Like it's just
man.
like a go to
Yeah.
color things.
I
If
should
you have a
stop doing
sound that
these
is not,
shows. I'm gonna stop doing these shows, man. It's gonna fucking. I'm broke already from all these plugins that every week people show me. I'm like, I need to get this. I need to get
you
that.
should call these guys and be like, they should give you shit for free. Like this is not free shout out, guys. Like don't see it.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I should, I
I'll
should
take it off and no free promo.
take the business approach. Yeah, definitely. I did send a mail today to a certain group to get like discounts for my students. So let's see if they respond. Yeah, I need to do that more though. But yeah.
That's it. Otherwise, we're starting to give all the Russian websites, and they don't want that, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. That's also right. Yeah, nice. But this RC20, man, yeah, it's nice to see new
It's
stuff.
good. And I'm a bit. Then, well, after that, I kept on layering stuff.
Yeah,
So this is actually one of my favorite layers of the whole track, and it's this one. It's literally it's basically a loop, but something I really enjoyed while doing this was chopping it and moving it around
yeah,
because it originally is not like that. And something I did here, like that's in the break. So I
yeah.
just started like moving stuff around and reversing parts. You can see here. It's just me playing with the
Yeah,
sample.
yeah, it's cool to reverse, man. It gives a,
Oh man, it's
yeah,
so good.
yeah,
You just click R and then
yeah, and then it's
and
done.
yeah,
Yeah,
and I added this beat repeater thing, vocal phone, and did I automate
yeah.
that?
The beat repeat, always great. It's great. Ableton today.
So
I've used it a lot in the past. I've been really using it recently again on my return tracks. It's nice.
I actually RC20 again.
Yeah, yeah. RC20, yeah.
I'm actually surprised, man. I process all these things a lot. I don't know how to like, but
Do you
yeah.
use any other free plugins? I don't have a smart name is asking that. Do you use any most used free plugin? There's actually a lot of great free plugins on KVR. KVR Audio. Is it like KVR? Yeah, KVR Audio. KVRaudio.com. You can find loads of free plugins. And also on Plugin Boutique, they have a lot of free plugins as well on their site. I just was looking today. And
Actually, yeah, also for free, like the labs is super nice
Labs,
from
yeah, from
Spitfire.
Spitfire. Yeah,
And also just go to the Max for Life website. I think they
yeah.
have everything you need.
Yeah, Maxwell Live. If you go maxwelllive.com, you're busy for a few years downloading all
Yeah.
that stuff. There's so much people that make great tools. Sometimes they're like $1, or you need to pay $5 or something. But they have really really cool ideas, sequencers and synths and whatnot. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
nice.
Max for Life is like
Yeah, but this vocal loop also splice again.
yeah, Splice every most I think all the loops.
Yeah.
This is like I'm shameless with the loop, with the hard use of
Yeah,
loops on this
these
stuff.
days, man, I don't think it really matters, you
I
know.
was sitting on my couch and I ended up with this.
Yeah, well, it's a great tune. It reminds me of Prodigy and Moby at the same time.
Nice, that's a compliment.
Yeah, you know, I don't know. It just it's a really, really nice tune.
Nice. And thanks, man. And then
Yeah,
the keys, which is basically just doing the same thing as the bass, just as chords.
yeah,
Nothing. I mean, I really like that sound. It's very
yeah.
calm.
I really like this
And
track, man. It's really like a really cool track.
thanks, bro.
Yeah,
Thank you, thank you. And RC20 again. Man, I told you I'm using RC20 everywhere.
the RC20 is your secret sauce.
Not
People go
anymore,
on.
man. But when I discovered it, I was just like, wow, it's amazing. You know, when you find like a new plugin, you just want to use it all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah, and you're like, wow, this works and everything.
Yeah. Now
I,
I never use it. Like I barely use it. But back in that time, like a few months ago, I was like
yeah.
addicted to it. Mostly because I was producing a lot of lo-fi tracks,
Mm-hmm.
and that's I was using RC20 literally on every layer of all my lo-fi tracks, and
Yeah,
even in the master. So
yeah.
that's where I discovered it, and then I was like, you know what? I'm also gonna use it for my other stuff.
Yeah, yeah, why not, dude? But yeah, it's nice if you have a good plugin. I have a PSP vintage warmer, and I just found out last week that it's 20 years old.
Oh wow,
I have that plugin for 20 years, man. Or I'm
crazy.
getting old, or the whole system. I remember when plugins came. That was one of my first plugins. It's a great saturator plugin, the PSP vintage warmer, and it's nice also on master, but also like it has bands where you can add saturation. But just a saturator and a compressor, not so much as the RC20 that you can use more effects. But it's so nice. So once you have something that works for you and you like, I think that's also very important. To because there's so many plugins around. Choose your weapons of choice. And go with
And
those. Yeah.
I'm gonna show you my latest addiction, man.
Ooh.
Man, check this out. So I discovered the other day that actually there's something called Mixbus. So it's something. It's not the master, but people actually put like compressor, saturator, and stuff in the master bus. It's not a mastering, but it's just like a character of sound that studio has
Yeah.
apparently. And I never use it. I always keep my master
Clean.
clean,
Yeah.
because that's what I learned. It's like, yo, don't touch the master. I'm like, okay, fine. But then I discovered when I learned about this mix bus, I was like, what are like good things that I can use? And then I found, I
Is that Slate or is that Waves mix bus?
CLA mix down.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the wave stuff. Yeah.
Man, this thing is fucking amazing. Like literally, I'm just putting it on all my tracks because it just makes the track sound better. It's not a mastering. It's just like I don't know what it does. I mean, it's of course like has an EQ, glue compressor, and a saturation.
Yeah, it's just a
But
chain. Yeah.
like with and without it, like Let me increase the volume a little bit without the compressor. And then you can control like the drive and the compressor. It just makes your mix kind
Yeah,
of like
yeah,
uniform.
yeah. Nice. Yeah, I
And I
use the
just
NLS
I just
from
keep it in
Waves.
with it.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah. I use the NLS, the N for Norman, L for Leo, S for Simon. NLS from Waves, which is really nice as a saturator. NLS channel stereo.
You put it on your master.
Yeah, yeah. Like if I make a DJ master, this is one of my, or it's the PSP Vintage Warmer, or it's this guy, or it's a bit of both. And
Oh,
you have like three versions of it, or three characters:
pretty tight.
Spike, Mike, and Nevo. And Mike is a bit rough. Nevo is really clean, and Spike is somewhere in between. Nice. It's like my sales pitch. This no, it is no, but it's really nice. And you just have one button, which is the drive, and if you open it to like halfway, and then A B that with what's happening on the track, check it out. It's ridiculous.
I like this one. It's cool,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I
Mic is
like
a
the
bit
mic.
more rough. If you turn mic all the way open, you're definitely gonna hear the distortion. But this one, it's so subtle, but it keeps your whole levels okay. And I have the same with the PSP Princess Warmer. If you turn it up and it's not changing your volume balance, it's nice. It's just adding like the saturation. But yeah, then again,
Harmonics.
people tell me like, yeah, you shouldn't do it before you send it to your mastering engineer. But sometimes I just like to have a little bit of this distortion myself already in there. But
Yeah, if you like it,
the
that's the sound that you want,
yeah
So
the
it should be there.
yeah, it depends. If you have a good mastering engineer, then the mastering engineer would get it through some unit like this and probably gets it. Really does it does a good job. But yeah, man, we can talk about plugins all night.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not dying there.
yeah, yeah.
All right, so continuing with the layers. This is another one, cool one. It's just adding a lot. The thing with this track is there was a lot of atmosphere thing going on.
Yeah.
So let me this one. I'm actually there's like a atmosphere track, and that's how the track starts and then develops like this one, and then I put like a rain sound at the beginning. Well, actually, during the whole track, there's rain sounds.
You were in Holland then.
Yeah, it was actually raining, and I felt a bit melancholic.
Nice.
And then actually, I added this one. This is a shop from the. I know actually what is this? Yeah, just like another track. So for the guy who was asking for free plugins, the creative extensions from Ableton is very good.
Yeah, creative extensions is great. It's good pack.
Here I'm using, yeah, it's really amazing. And also from Valhalla, there's like a super massive, it's free and it's also good.
Yeah.
But I'm using here the Dawn Shimmer, it's a shimmer for the helping me with the atmosphere. I'm gonna put this all the way up. So I'm gonna hear it.
Yeah, cool.
It's like the crackle sounds.
Yeah.
It's from this. It's from here.
Super nice.
And that's free. And it helps me with the atmosphere of the track. And then this is the vocals from Eva, and I basically just looped a section and created another atmospheric sound, so like texture from the vocal sample that I use. Because when I use samples, I always try to chop them as much as possible and create other elements around it, because then I think the sound becomes more uniform.
Yeah.
And when the vocal comes in, you kind of like already know it, but you didn't know you knew it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
This is like, but that's the way to be creative, get some some sound and make it into something new. You know, try
Yeah.
to morph it. It's nice. You get
I
elements
love
from
to
the
do
elements.
it, and mostly with vocals. And when I get vocals, I go crazy because
Yeah,
there's so much nice information. You know, like the sound is already so nice. Like everything you do will sound nice.
yeah, yeah.
So I added this. The ooh, is there,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and that's it. And then I added another layer of the vocal.
I like do.
And this just creates the atmosphere of the whole track, and then that with all the drums and everything.
Yeah.
It's just,
Well done, my friend. Super nice.
thanks. And then the Shameless again. I didn't touch this loop. It was just already perfect for the track. Like I just didn't feel like
Gotta have
it
one of
was.
those.
It was fitting so nicely. Like
Yeah.
it was crazy. Like the marimba.
Can you solo it by itself? Oh
Like it's just
yeah, yeah, yeah.
perfect. Like I heard it. You know, browsing into my sample library. I was like, whoa.
You're like, yeah. Sometimes you
Cool.
have this. You know, you're like, you know what? Chuck it in, mate.
And like a lead element.
Yeah, yeah. Cool.
I
Do
mean,
you
it's
also have the other project? The one that the Jose Noventa collab. How did that go? Because Jose is in Mexico, right?
No, but we did that track like 3 years ago.
Ah, like this. So it's
Yeah, we did it. We did it when Jose was sharing the studio with
Robert, or
with Robert,
yeah.
and I went to The Hague and we jammed, and then we did the track. But yeah, I don't have the project.
Ah,
I
I
only
did it.
have the stems.
Yeah. Yeah,
But,
okay, yeah, then we don't go into, but we can have a listen to it. So it's
Yeah,
an
yeah, yeah.
oldie. It's an oldie that just got released then on Pipe and Pochette. How
It's
cool.
very old.
Yeah, I've been to Den Haag. I did a session with them on live performance. So I'm still waiting for them to start their live performance. But I think they're now working on something cool. I should actually write down Jose and Robert to have them in the show. It's nice. It's
Of course.
cool
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
And they're working on something new together, so that's nice. I should get that gringo in the show. Why not? He became a Mexican man. He moved to
Bro.
Mexico. We never saw him again.
Never saw him again.
Yeah.
Got a wife. Got a nice house. Living the life, man.
Yeah. Well, if you there for COVID times, it's really good to be there. So he actually got trapped there and then ended up staying there.
Yeah.
Like what? I can't go back to Belgium now. It's closed. So I'll just stay here, and then if you then end up having a whole life there, let's stay here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's have a listen to that track because I think the people have seen enough Ableton for now. But
Yeah, but before we go to the break and we change this track, I want to just share the last amazing thing of this track.
Of course, yeah. Sorry, I thought you were done.
Is this one?
It's
It's just like I recorded the effect of the disc stop. It's like a pitch down thing.
yeah.
I had it on the master, and then I recorded the whole effect. And the reason why I did that, and I didn't put the effect in the master, is actually this one, pitch drop. And I recorded the audio. And the reason why I did that is because then
It's from
I
Endless
can.
Smile.
Huh?
It's
Yeah,
from
yeah, yeah.
Endless Smile.
Actually-
Can you open the plugin for a bit for the ones who don't know? Endless Smile is amazing. It's like one of the funniest plugins in the world. This guy
Like a
looks really-
breakdown with one note.
yeah, and if you put it up, look at the guy. Can you take up the intensity? Look at the guy. There he goes. Yay!
Actually, let's see how it moves with automation.
yeah. How cool! So you use this one, the tape stop.
Yeah, and I recorded it so then I can have all this mute and then have the sound as loud as I want it to be.
Yeah.
And I think it actually made the track because I don't know how this idea came to me, but amazing. Like, that's it.
Nailed it. Yeah, well, nailed it with this trick, man. I think there's also a tape shop in Sugarbyte, Effectrix, that also had the tape stop, but it's nice. I would also go for the option to record the tape stop than to have a plugin on there, because it's always, I remember I've been in a situation like this before, that I had a plugin that would do that tape stop, but then you always run into the problems how it comes out. You don't have the ultimate control. And when you record it and the tape stop becomes a sample, you can place it wherever you want instead of, you know, trying to tweak the automation till you're.
That's actually the situation I had. I couldn't control it as how I wanted
Exactly.
it. I was like, let's just record it, use it as a sample.
Yeah, and then place it where you want it. That's usually the case. If you can't figure it out with the plugin itself, you never get the right setting. Sample that shit, put it in as an element, and make sure you stop the rest. And then this is the sample, or you know, it's nice.
Yeah, and it blended very nicely.
Yeah, and it's cool because it's once in the track, so it's like a live where something happens only once, you know, or something. Yeah. It's like I always consider these presents. These you always need to have. I have my trick list, and on my trick list there's put something in the track that only happens once or twice, you know, or two elements. One happens once and one happens once. It's nice because that means that somebody hears that sound and goes like, oh, what's that? And they have to go back because it only happens.
That's a good one, man. Yeah. It's actually, you should, I mean, maybe you want to keep it for yourself. If you want to share your trick list with me. Or...
A trick list is very personal. My previous advanced group, they started doing the trick list, you know, together. And one of them asked me, hey, you never shared the trick list during the session. I said, no, I do that on purpose because I think a trick list is your own
Should
work.
Be yours, yeah.
And it's a personal development. And I have stuff written down in Dutch and weird sorts of sign language that you don't get. And then he said, oh, yeah, it's too bad. And then he said, oh, yeah, the ones that we're making now together, I don't get all the other guys their tricks. Because they write like, okay, try a plugin on, and then to use it through the vocode, and you're like, what? But why and how? Which knobs are important? So it is
true. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, it's same like my live set. You know, people always ask me, can you send me the template of your live set? I said, of course. Here you go. Send the template, and then nobody ever did something with it because, you know, it's a journey on yourself, basically. You know, yeah. Nice, but if you need some tricks, my friend, let's share. You know, you've shared so much now, so you deserve some tricks for sure. I have loads, though. We can discuss this definitely. Where is it? Have I set up a scene? No, I haven't set up a scene yet. Wait, let me find it because I want to play the track for Jose and you. It's the collab between you and Jose Noventa. Let me get I'm in the wrong screen. It's all going wrong, my friends. Window, scenes. There we go. So groove in control. Here we go.
Groove in control.
You gotta make up your mind.
You gotta make up your mind.
Make up your mind. Nice.
That's that's right. It's so funny, man. Working with us, I love it. It's just so fun.
Yeah, I really like the vocal. Pipe and Pochette, are they in Canada or in America?
LA,
LA. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they're in LA.
Yeah.
I also have another EP coming with them. Not sure the date, but this year, the 4 track EP, I think, three
Nice.
track.
Yeah, I see more and more things coming on
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But I'm changing now my approach to music and also the style a little bit. I want to do something different.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anything that I'm gonna change everything. This is like a sneak peek of what I'm working on.
Yeah, it's just it's always changing perspectives, changing sounds, keep on evolving. That's what it's all
Yeah,
about,
yeah.
I guess. Yes, in Rodeburg, welcome, my friend. Did I miss anything important? Well, yes, of course. You're late, my friend.
A lot of RC20
A lot of
tricks.
a lot of tricks and plugins. So, but don't worry, you can watch this back on youtube.com/lessons in live. Feel free to subscribe. There's more and more videos coming every week, and I've been doing this for a year, so there's loads. We have sessions with Elke Klein, Sydney Charles, Josh Butler, Joko, whatever. I can name them all again, but check out the playlist, man. And there's also tutorials, so check it out. Andy of Anger from Uruguay. Andy from Uruguay. Is that your friend from there? He says Andy from Uruguay.
Andy?
Andy, nice you're watching. Super nice. Got like people all over, like on Twitch and YouTube and Facebook. So it's nice you're all watching. And we're going to keep on hanging out for a bit. Andres, we're just talking about it. Like, it's nice, it's a nice way to hang out, actually, this stream.
It's amazing, dude. Like, yeah, this is very good, man, that you're doing this. Like, we do the same with the feedback session,
I
but
just
also
wanted to
like
say,
this is different. We talk more.
Yeah, talking about
Yeah.
Hangout, you do the Curious Artists platform, right? Let me see. I have it open here. I can go jump through the zip, and it says it's a spiritual thing, a body thing, a
Body
soul thing. So you empower, educate, inspire artists to unlock their deepest potential with the Curious Artist Club. And I've seen some things coming by. You do courses and lessons, as well as feedback sessions online, right, on music.
Yeah, so we're focusing on kind of master classes, so we pre-recorded sessions where we invite artists to kind of sort of like what we're doing here, but um, more focused on one specific thing. So, for
Yeah,
example, we're developing a course with Jupe where he's focusing on like creativity and how to keep yourself, in the flow.
yeah,
And now we're also working now one with Uji from Argentina,
yeah,
and he's developing one masterclass about how to get inspired with nature to create music.
yeah. Oh,
So
nice.
it's like classes, but also the main purpose of it is to inspire other artists.
Yeah,
It's not necessarily to teach them. I mean, of course, we have introduction course and everything, but the purpose now is not to teach them how to use a proper compressor, because for that there's other platforms. Like, I think you're better teaching Ableton than I
yeah,
am. So like,
yeah. They can follow an advanced course with me to be
exactly,
to learn
yeah. But the
compressor.
purpose
Yeah,
is
yeah,
it's more like that you can watch this in 3 hours and then go straight to the studio
yeah.
because you have so many insights from the brain of another producer.
Yeah, yeah. Just go more on like the inspirational side of things and
Yeah,
philosophy.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Of course,
yeah,
showing technical stuff and
yeah,
techniques and whatever, but mostly it's like how can we tap into the creativity of other people,
yeah. I think
and
this is
that's the
important,
purpose of
man. A
it.
course should also like always entail inspiration. Now, of course, I do technical stuff, but I also like to touch on the creative
Yeah.
aspect. How to create
Actually,
flow.
yeah, when we had the course with you, man, like I think the House of Classified was never that inspired. Like we were only like,
Yeah,
man, check this out, man. This
yeah,
is the operator, you
yeah,
know.
yeah, 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 yeah. The sound design part was really a
Yeah,
winner.
you really got us all of us
Yeah,
like really hyped up, and that was amazing. For me, that was the best of the
yeah.
whole experience that we had together. It was like whole weekend, and we were just like
Yeah, the boot camp. Yeah, that was
funny.
a great idea because I remember Julian asked me like, "Hey, can we do lessons?" I said, "Yeah, you can follow my online course." Like Joop, he signed up, And then it was no, but why don't we do it here? I said, all right, yeah, okay, let's think of something. Let's set up a fee for this, and how are we gonna do it? Okay, 2 days. All right, let's make it fun also. Let's go there, and then we installed everything. It was nice, man. I really
That was
enjoyed that.
super cool, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm happy that we did it, man. It felt like a hangout. We're just learning.
yeah, yeah.
It
So
was super cool.
that's great. But that's what it's all about, man. I think just it's all about community and building sessions that are inspirational. You know that you can tell about. You can talk about compression. You know, it took me years to understand compression, but talking
Uh,
about compression is fucking boring. You know, so if you make it fun and you keep it fun in between, then it's gonna be fun. And also, the whole process of making music is not only about knowing how to use compressor; it's also about the inspiration. So I think it's really good that
yeah.
what you're doing with your platform is to create community and inspire people, you know. And yeah, so I saw also you have a feedback session with Shishi. She's gonna like give feedback on tracks.
Yeah. So every Thursday we try to do it every Thursday. Of course,
Mm.
it's not every Thursday we can, but we've been doing every Thursday on Twitch feedback sessions where we invite people to send us their track, and the idea is, because having feedback is such a vital things for producers. So the idea was like, okay, let's just open a platform where you can just drop a track that you're working on, and then you get feedback, so then you can go back and work on it.
Yeah, and what
And
sounds do you get? What type of
we get like a lot of deep house tracks, I guess.
yeah, yeah.
Like, but sometimes there's a random guy who shows up with
Yeah,
an
so
EPM
yeah, exactly. So I'm
shit.
wondering, what if some like super like industrial hardcore kind of producer comes by and said, "Hey, man, here's my track," and we go,
I wish industrial hardcore meant sometimes, because we're doing on Twitch.
yeah,
So I think people see it on the feed, and then they, oh, nice music production, and then drop it there. And man, I remember, like, it's funny because they drop like an EDM track which doesn't sound. I just cannot hear it. Like, it just gets in my nerves. Like, there's some frequencies that I
it's
just
pretty
cannot.
intense. Yeah, it's pretty intense to listen to it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I remember sometimes they put it, and you just have. I mean, I want to be nice. I don't want to be like, yo, fuck off. So I try to kind of like give feedback if I can, but also, like, it's difficult. Like,
yeah,
I've had like guests in the show that when this happens, it happens all the time.
yeah.
Every show we have at least one track that is like nonsense,
Super EDM.
and they always send me a message like, "Bro, what the fuck is this?"
Yeah, yeah. You go like, okay, yeah, no, sounds like well mixed. But like, with all respect, though, the EDM world,
Yeah.
because I do have some people in my network that make EDM, and they,
I'm
yeah,
gonna put like no EDM on the title.
yeah, you can, but it's also like I feel like a racist every time I say this, you know.
Yeah, but
But it is well produced, you know. People that are in EDM, these are also human beings, and they just really want to,
no, but it's nothing
yeah,
against EDM. It's
yeah,
against those tracks.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
sometimes it's like so shitty. You're
Yeah,
like,
I
bro.
can't listen to it either, man. Well, I don't say that because I do have some students that are a bit younger that I
Yeah,
get
that's the thing. Sometimes
through
they're very
yeah.
young,
But yeah, you know,
young guys, and you want to
I
be
made fucking
nice.
hardcore when I was 16, man. So I do
Yeah.
get the whole vibe. You're getting into something, you think, oh, this is the world, but then oh, there's a whole other world, you know. So you know,
That's true. That's true. Like,
yeah,
I never like say like, yeah, fuck. I always listen to it. Like, we
yeah,
always listen and try to. But what we can do is say like, you know, sometimes it sounds like everything from
yeah,
EDM, and I'm like, bro, yeah, I think you have to be more. If
yeah,
you want to do that music, you need to like stand out,
yeah.
or this sound that you use here is a bit very basic. Maybe you can develop it a little bit more.
Yeah.
We try to give feedback on those
I,
specific things, but sometimes you cannot. It's
I
like, I
always
don't
say I
understand this
should.
music.
I hope I don't get that, man. I should say. You know, I really want to say, like, okay, it sounds a bit like McDonald's. You know,
Man,
is it?
actually, I had Spaniel in the show, and his feedback was like, "Man, this is like FIFA music.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what is this, bro?"
Yeah, but that's it, you know. It's like it's super. Yeah, it's just very accessible, and that's fine. But in every genre, you have these layers of accessibility and commercialism, and that's fine. You know, everybody's on their own journey, and
Yeah,
who are
yeah,
we
it's
to
fine,
judge? But you know, it is like very loud. It's very loud. It's very
but it's
hectic,
cool.
and
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes it's too hectic, but
yeah,
sometimes we have like nice rap. Sometimes we had like a guy who make orchestra music. That was amazing, and
yeah,
it's also cool to have these tracks in between because it also refreshes your ear because, like, I mean, we have to admit it. We do this. Everyone sounds the same.
Everybody does
Like
the same in
when
every
you're
genre.
working on the
Yeah,
same genre. Yeah. So when
yeah,
someone brings like a hip hop track out of nowhere, and you're like, oh, it's actually cool. Like,
yeah,
thank you because you also clean my ears to
yeah,
keep on listening
yeah,
stuff
man.
again.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter in the end what sound you're in. You know, I believe that Martin Garrix is also like somebody that's really into it for the passion of music, and he chose
Yeah, of
EDM.
course.
You know, but if you look at the production side of things, these guys go super deep on production. So in a way,
Yeah,
who
good.
are we to judge? But yeah, I can't stand it, man.
It's just
And
not my
I like
thing. I
also
don't.
like to like put it in the corner, like, oh, that's EDM, because I'm so super underground. All right, so what's the name of the Twitch channel? Yesin asks. It's
uh, yeah, it's just twitch.tv/Curious Artist Club.
oh, it's just Twitch. The twitch.tv/Curious Artist Club. So it's Curious Artist Club on Twitch. If you Google that,
Yeah,
you search
exactly.
that, you'll
I
find
just
it.
get if you find us on Instagram, you will see like every time we have a show, you can see.
Yeah, super nice. I've seen it come by for a while. I should come. I should join, man. I would love to do a
Yeah,
session.
man.
It's
Let's do
nice.
one. Well, actually, we can do one like in a few weeks. Let's check the
Yeah,
dates,
yeah.
but we can do
Let
it in
me
a
send
few
me some
weeks.
dates afterwards. It would be nice, All right, cool.
I would
Let's.
love to
What's
have you, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, and I love to like give some feedback on technical stuff on people. It's nice to listen. I do a lot of my students. I have a email address demos at Lessons in Live where people can send demos. But
Oh, that's
now
cool.
now I'm pretty busy with the Happy Camper records. Next week we're gonna do we had a remix contest for Happy Campers,
I
and
saw that. That's cool.
yeah, we got quite a lot of sense. So I'm now listening to all those tracks and sort of like grading them together with the team. And then next week we have the live stream with the Happy Campers, and we're gonna announce who's the winner. It's cool. So yeah, I do
That's
have a
cool,
lot of
man.
things that I usually listen to from students and whatnot, and I try to give some feedback and pointers, on volume or so it's nice. It's a nice things to do. So let's set that up for sure. I really like to join. Yeah.
Let's do it. Yeah, I'll send you dates after this for sure.
So what is this danza track?
Okay, so now I had the epiphany that I want to do a live set.
Yeah.
So I did. It's not that I'm bored of DJing, but I just felt that for me DJing is not challenging anymore. So I want to develop a live set also because I want to take my career to kind of like a next level. I think the live is a good project to focus on now, and because it will help me to make music differently, also to think differently, and to focus on something new. I've been doing the same for the last, let's say, 3 4 years,
Mm-hmm.
and now I want to do something different. And I
Yeah.
think grabbing the live as a big project, it's the way to go for me.
Yeah.
And as I said before, I want to keep it simple and kind of go back to basics of music, not focusing on layerings and details, blah blah. I just want to go directly to the point.
Yeah.
I want to make people dance and I want to, have a good time. And I don't need all 20 layers of that. I just need a few sounds,
Yeah.
and a nice story and a nice play with the arrangement. And one of the challenges here is keeping it simple. As you can see, like this is only actually 19 tracks. This is a group, whatever.
Yeah. It's more your minimal side, right? So this is a more newer project then. Yeah.
Yeah, this is I've already made 2 tracks that goes in my life. This is the first one I did,
Yeah.
and this is the style I want to develop. And basically, the second challenge I want to keep using all the same sounds in all the tracks. So
Yeah.
I want to keep the consistency of the sound, create sort of like a sonic brand that
Yeah.
every track that you hear, you can say, "Oh, okay, that's Vander. And
Yeah.
the way I want to do that is just by keep using the same samples, keep using the same synthesizers.
Yeah.
I'm not using any loop samples anymore. Like I'm not using splice.
Yeah.
And basically everything is recorded with outboard gear. I want to keep everything analog,
Yeah. Nice.
and like the boys record everything organic percussions. I want to keep everything electronic.
Yeah. With the devices. Yeah. Oh, then I'm really curious. Press play, my friend.
But this is how it sounds, and it's much more focused for the dance floor.
Yeah.
Because like the purpose of the live is to sound, blow it up.
Yeah.
how it goes. Basically, another break. And then again. Yeah, and that's how it goes basically.
Phew, this is if you play this at one of your chorus parties, you're ready to go. Party's on.
Yeah,
You
for
know,
it one.
it's
Thanks.
it's it's
Uh,
like almost EDM. You know?
almost yeah.
No, it's great, dude. It's amazing. It's like, and I do think that I can hear that it's more analog, sort of like the fullness and richness of the sound. Like the sounds feel a bit more saturated in a way,
Yeah.
which I think is due to the fact that it's all coming from outboard gear.
Yeah, and there's also like a stupid amount of distortion everything I
Yeah.
use.
Yeah, you have a lot of processing going on. And why don't you name your channels actually? Audio NA, doesn't that work?
Because I was going too fast
Yeah,
and I didn't want to kill my
flow.
flow
Yeah,
by naming things. Like now, if I'm gonna mix it, I will do it. But also, there's not that much channels, and I not, kind of know like where
yeah,
everything
yeah,
is.
yeah. So this is super fresh. Yeah, but if you would open it after half a year, you go like, let me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It
So
makes
I'm,
sense.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
I
I'm
should
just
do
a
it.
super nerd OCD kind of guy that I always like to,
I
you know.
normally do it. Like I name all my stuff after a session, but
Yeah,
now this is like fresh. I
yeah,
still
yeah. So fresh that it doesn't have name, but it sounds amazing, man. I can
like
really hear this on a nice. I think she would like this on one of her stages when everything opens up again.
nice, man.
Yeah.
And as you can see, like it's very simple. It's something I'm achieve. I want to go for. It's like like a rock band. It's just like four guys playing their instruments,
Yeah.
but there's no layers there. It's just like
Yeah.
straight to the point,
Boom.
and
Yeah.
that's something I want to go for now. It's just
Yeah.
like it's just fucking put the music
If you have
and
good
forget
source
about the.
material, yeah, just
Huh?
if you have good source material, you don't need all these layers, man. It's just if you need a good kick, just find a good kick. If it works, it
Yeah,
works. It covers the whole frequency spectrum that you
yeah,
need. So, and then save that kick. So I
yeah,
always
yeah.
hear people layering this, that. Just get a few good kicks. Just go to your library for 2 hours, find good kicks, use them, then select the best ones of those. After a while, you'll end up with a bunch of kicks that you can use the rest of your life, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, nice. And processing wise, I saw a lot of processing going on the tracks again. It's nice that you go for the CLA a lot. I saw, and
Mm, I think I use the CLA in the master here. Um, here, yeah.
yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I saw it going on. Nice. And the Ozone 9, is that the widener, the
I use
limiter?
it for mastering.
Oh, this is the limiter.
It's actually I know it's on. So basically, the cool thing about Ozone is that you can put it has a master assistant,
Yeah, yeah,
and you can put a track for reference, and it analyzes the levels of that track and it compares to your track, and it gives you an EQ. It kind of EQs your track to the to how do you say it, to even with the other track that you gave as reference.
yeah,
And it also puts a dynamic cue to cut all the resonance.
yeah,
So that's automatic. So it's nice, and I use it for that.
yeah,
But then I didn't like the other processing it gave me, so I just added another EQ that I did myself, and
yeah.
then L2 for limiting. But that's just like a quick mastering, just
Yeah,
to make
just
it sound.
to just to make it sound nice. It's always nice to make your own master for a bit and then use that to send it to your friends and see how the track works. Usually in a club. Yeah, that's
Exactly. Yeah.
nice. I'm actually speaking to Ozone to get a discount for my students, but they merge with Native Instruments and now everything gets complicated. I guess. So
Yeah, I can imagine.
Native doesn't give away their shit for free, unfortunately.
But in terms of processing the other elements,
Yeah.
actually, this is funny because this track's not it's a work in progress. I shouldn't share this online. It's fine. Kick, it's just like this kind of music kick from David Meyer. It's so good. I use this kick on all of my tracks.
Wow. Yeah. There you go. Get a
Yeah.
good kick. Yeah.
And then I didn't use the CLA, but I just
You flirted with it. You
You
flirt.
flirted with it a little bit, didn't work out. And then I just literally, actually, I don't even think this is the latest version
Yeah.
because it,
Um,
no, yeah, yeah, I don't know.
yeah, it doesn't matter. You know, there's enough stuff to talk about. I see.
I want to show the EQ. It's just nothing. It's just, I don't know. I put it in this thing. It doesn't appear, right?
Yeah,
No, it's
yeah,
not.
we see it. Yeah, yeah. And if you, it should.
It's okay, but it's just like
Oh,
a notch in the,
oh, we just see a little bit now. Yeah, Fab Filter actually a bit weird on the stream sometimes.
it's just a notch on the 134
Yeah,
hertz, on that kick. And
sometimes it is.
then the drums is actually, it's just a plugin called Superior Drummer. But my intention with all the tracks that I'm gonna have in my live set, they're all gonna be recorded by musicians. So right now I'm just drafting the tracks that I want. For
Okay,
example, the drums is just a plugin that simulates a real drummer. It sounds nice. But eventually, when I have all the tracks ready, I'm gonna get a drummer on board and record all the drums again,
cool.
just
Yeah,
to have the feeling. And it sounds nice. It sounds like a real drum actually.
Superior Drummer. Yeah, I used the I did his drums. Yeah, very acoustic.
It's And then I put like some decapitator and the drums just to make it more crunchy because it's like, again, I'm using like a it's stupid amount of distortion because I just like it so much.
Yeah,
And with and without it, without, it sounds more crunchy and more bright, so it cuts better through the mix.
man, the Decapitator is one of the. I don't know. I used the Sound Toys in the past, and at some point I was opening all my old projects, and it's like, oh yeah, shit, I need to download the new crack of Sound Toys, and I was like, yeah, I
There's
can't be
no crack for
bothered.
Mac, bro.
No, not anymore. No, I haven't. I haven't even looked anymore. You know, because I'm
Oh,
done using cracks, and I really it's on my list to get Sound Toys, man. Like,
you
well,
should. You have to wait until they have like
yeah, I think it's
50%
gonna
off.
be my Black Friday this year at Sound Toys. You get half
Oh,
price or like super ridiculous cheap price. You know.
it's super worth it. It's
Yeah,
super worth it.
yeah, yeah. Sound Toys is one of the best bundles you can get. Also creative wise, you know. I think not only mixing wise, but also creative wise. Like the Echo Boy and Pan Man used to be amazing in my. But I opened all my old projects and I couldn't open them anymore. I was like, you know what, I can't be bothered. So now I'm buying most of my plugins actually, you know, because it's better because you also start to care more and you start to really learn. So I got the whole Ozone Elements bundle, which is nice, you know, and the Fab Filter bundle, which is nice, and you can actually start learning
Yeah,
these
it's when you
plugins.
pay for it, you actually take the time to learn what you
Yeah,
pay
you
for.
know, and on the Ozone website and on the Fab Filter website, there are full tutorials about how this plugin works. And now I'm learning about Saturn. I've been using it for a while, but now I'm really digging into the nitty gritty. You had LFOs in your saturation. Sounds crazy. It's super nerdy, but you can have like only your high band saturate a bit more every now and then with some dynamic saturation, whatever. It goes really deep, and it's nice. It's nice to really dig into the things that you have. And if you're only working with cracks, you know, you just start ending up using more and more crack, and then eventually you'll die. You know, stop using
Yeah, that's
crack.
true.
You know, it's
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
I
true.
think it's really important because, you know, if you don't know what you're using and you're just buying it and tweaking some knobs, you're actually not knowing what you're doing. You're going in without a plan. And
Yeah,
yeah, knowing more and more about plugins that you actually buy, you own them, you make the effort. You know, I think that's really important.
yeah. That's also a reason why I decided to like now stick to a sound and keeping it less is more because now I can focus on, I have this, I use this my favorite synthesizer, the Analog 4 from
Oh,
Electro. This is,
oh yes,
and I'm using the MS1, which is a replica of the SH101
yeah,
for
yeah,
the project.
Behringer. Oh man, that's
And
also
now I
one.
can, focus on learning how to use it.
Yeah,
I was here to unplug
yeah.
myself.
Long live the pandemic, man. Long live the pandemic. We can
You know,
get
like
time
pandemic.
to really dig in deep, you know. But yeah, the SH101, I love. One of my friends have it, and we made a track, and we used the SH101 in the studio. And then I came home, it's like, I have an Ovation base station, but I really looked into the Behringer one. It's cheap, man. It's cheap. You can
Cheap
get
as
it,
fuck.
and it sounds apparently amazing, you know. And it has even a bit more function than the SH101, the
Yeah,
classic.
actually, the lead sound is from the MS1 from Behringer.
Yeah,
That's just literally like a triangle wave. And what I like about it from the lead sound is it's very basic in terms of sound design.
Yeah.
But what makes it sound nice is the sound toys. If I turn this off, it's very very basic. But when I turn it's like a reverb. It can it's so much space, takes over very nicely.
Yeah. Nice.
And it's this from sound toys. The tune space. So it's a preset from the effect rack. And
Oh
it's
man,
nice
stop
to know
showing me
that-
these sound toys. I'm done with it. Everybody shows me the sound toys every week, and I'm like, oh yeah, I need to get it, but it's like $500 for a bundle, I believe.
Actually, the one I have is only effect rack. I don't have the whole sound toy bundle. I just have effect rack because it
that's
has the
nice.
capitator and crystallizer, which is what I like the most,
Ah,
and
yes.
and it has the echoes and all the other shit, which is also nice.
Ah, I need to get that one as well. How much you
Yeah,
pay?
yeah. And if you get it in discount, it's only $100.
Oh, okay. Let me get it. Let me get it now.
Well, now I don't think now is discount. But, well, we can check.
Oh, maybe they have some Easter shit going on, right?
Yeah, they always have
They
stuff.
still have some Easter stuff, you know.
Like
It was
in the
Easter.
effect rack, you have all the essentials.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh man, I love sound toys though. I need to get it.
Yeah, actually, I got this from a friend. I still need to pay him the.
Man, it's horrible. It's horrible. I always get these streams and I always want to buy stuff. Oh, yeah. It's a filter freak is also really nice.
Yeah, Filter is cool.
Yeah, but they
Yeah,
have so much more. Though.
I also used it on the bass as well. Decapitator.
Yeah. Oh
Decapitator is
man.
fun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, full power sound is expressed for students. All right.
Oh yeah, you can text them and maybe
I'll
they give
text
you
them like, hey, I have a platform. People are promoting your stuff every week on my show. Give me discount and give my students discount. Yeah, I'll go and get in touch with them.
Actually, they give you a discount if you're a teacher as well.
Yeah, I hope so. That's and also I'm promoting them. I should get discounts.
Yeah, I agree, man.
Yeah, nice. So yeah, and how is this workflow for you with the hardware? I see you've just recorded lines. Do you just jam it in, or did you first make loops? How does this go, or did you just jam this whole SH1 over what you already had? How does would that workflow go?
Let's see. So this is the whole recording. I don't like to use MIDI. With my outboard gear, I like to play it.
Yeah.
Mostly because I always get like latency with MIDI, so I just like
Yeah.
I just resign. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna do it by hand. But it's also more interesting. It's more entertaining because you're kind of like literally in the song and you're doing it, and you have to repeat and again and again,
So
and
you
then
record the
makes
audio.
you,
Yeah.
it makes you put in the vibe of the song.
Yeah.
So I just do a lot of takes. What I did, I think I just like looped the section, and I was just jamming on it and like tweaking a lot, and until I find a nice sound, and then I recorded it a few times, and then chopped the parts here and there, and copy paste.
Yeah.
And made it sound nice, and then like the cool thing about doing it like that is that you get stuff like this. That was just me playing around with it.
Yeah, and you have take lanes now.
With the LFO. Sorry?
I said it's like I was imitating an LFO, But
that's
it's nice.
that's an LFO.
Do you also use the take lanes now because you have 11?
I tried it. I tried it, and actually on this other track, because I was doing vocals.
Yeah.
And guitar. So in that case, it was very useful.
Yeah, but also when you have a certain loop and you're trying to get this right take, then if you activate take lanes on your channel and just have the loop go, every time it will create a new one. So you can actually do a few
It-
and then pick the best one or the parts, and then it's nice. Take lanes is a great.
It's cool. I really like it. I
Yeah,
really like the concept, but I need to get used to it. That's
yeah,
the thing. I'm used to the old way of working, which I just make a loop in my arrangement,
and then you
and
stretch it
then
out.
I found the loop in the whole clip, and then
Yeah,
I just take
like
it from
this.
there.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But I find that the take lane is very nice. You know,
Yeah, check it out.
it will
Yeah.
make the workflow better. I tried it last week with the guitar, and I used it. You know, it's cool that you just click enter and then it just goes all the way up.
Shows all. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's,
I really like the whole take lane idea. You know, they really did a great job. I think
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's been in Logic for many years, so it was about time that Ableton.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
producer friends that they use Ableton for everything except for vocals because they don't have the ability of the take lane, so they
Yeah,
have to use another program.
and now they're converted.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I use the take lane. I think here you can see. Sure. Here, if I open it, I was doing some vocals. So, and how do you see them actually?
You can right click and say show take lanes.
Or maybe not.
But this is the group, so you have to do it on the channel itself. Yeah, there. Right click and
Yeah,
then show take lanes. Hmm? Where is
yeah,
it?
but maybe it's not on this one. So I need to
Unlinked
find
track.
the one I did the takes,
Yeah,
I guess.
or maybe it needs to be because it's frozen. Maybe it doesn't work.
No, this one are not frozen. Maybe I did it in another audio channel and then I put them the new
Yeah,
takes.
yeah.
I don't
Normally it
know.
should give you the
Yeah.
option because you do have linked tracks and unlinked tracks. I think maybe it should be armed. There's no external in to it. If there's no external in, you know, that seems to be off and it's frozen, so it doesn't really.
Oh,
Your
could
external in
be.
has to be on. Otherwise, it just you can do show take lanes, but if there's no input, then you know,
Yeah, so I use it for that. And
yeah,
actually, I use it also here. So here I'm completely sure I used it
yeah.
on this channel. On this channel. Oh, what the fuck?
Now it should be giving you.
Yeah.
Why doesn't it do it?
Here I'm super sure I did it because that's where I used it. Like that's where I discovered it. But I don't know.
I
Maybe
don't
it's
know. I don't know where it's. That's weird. Maybe it's also
still
because stuff is
still need to
frozen.
learn this new thing.
Yeah,
Maybe
because you know it should just give it to you when you have. Let me open mine. Now I'm curious to why it's. Because usually, if you have a track, it should be showing. If you right click, should say show take lanes. And maybe a cool thing in the meantime, how do you use your collections? Tell us something about this. Oh, yeah, by the way, people, if you have a question for my friend Vander, please feel free to drop it in the chat. Hey, Kevin, nice you're here. Good evening. Yeah, people, if you have a question for Vander, feel free to ask. Oh, now my...
collections. I use collections. So I have the first
yeah,
one is just random shit. I call it random because this is before I decided to organize myself. I was just putting stuff
yeah,
here.
yeah,
It's just like stuff I like.
yeah.
Some loops, and then I have this one MIDI, which is like MIDI effects. So the one from the chords, and some other stuff. Yellow is nothing. This one is effects, so it's just effects that I've been acquiring or creating, some of my own.
Yeah,
And I just put them here. And these instruments I create mostly. Yeah, this is mostly things I create, patches and stuff. This is all the drums that I use. So basically sample loops. And this is ideas for later. It's just like another one I did just because I didn't. I sometimes I want to save something and I don't know where to put them, and
yeah.
I'm like, okay, this could be cool for a track later.
Yeah, it's cool.
And
It's
I
good
just
to have a. I have a folder on my in my sample bank called like trash or like not trash but like use me, and then
yeah,
you
yeah,
have
yeah.
loads of stuff in there which you can use at some point. At some point you're like, oh wait, I have this folder, and then oh wait, I have 5 of those folders, and then you go in there and you find something, you end up building a new track, which is cool.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this.
ABR mouth. Scatman.
When I use this, maybe I will
You can
pitch
do
it
this
down.
yourself, man.
True.
Yeah, you can
The thing
slice
is
it
that
up. Yeah.
I like to do music on the how do you call it? You know, when I'm away. So sometimes you cannot record. So
Yeah, 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 true. Yeah, but it's nice though to,
yeah,
to
true.
also
It's
record.
actually better. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but it's
Actually,
nice.
on this track, I also one of the things I want to incorporate more is my voice. You know, I want to use vocals, my own. I'm not a
Yep.
singer, but eventually one day I can say I sing.
Yeah, I had a lesson once. It was nice. It was very awkward to sing in front of somebody, but it was nice though. It's not that hard actually, but maybe it's because we've been busy with music for a long time, so you know what a note is and how to keep it. But it is pretty personal.
I think for me is that yeah, it's very vulnerable in a way. You
Yeah,
know, like
yeah,
you're gonna
man.
sing, you need to have, I'm very shy
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah, me too. Every doubt that's in your mind is going to reflect in the way your voice is
Yeah.
sounding. So that's really, I find it super interesting how this dynamic works. But it's good, man. And also, I had Aaron Volta on the show. I think in last year October, and he played a bass line in his track, using his, like, he was humming it, like do 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 do, and then he right clicked it and converted melody to new MIDI track, and then you actually,
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
yeah, that's nice.
That's
That's also a
cool.
way to use your own voice and
Yeah.
your own body to
That's
make
cool
music.
actually. I'm
Yeah,
gonna. That's a good one.
yeah,
Man, this is also like a little trick for everyone who's watching. I created this thing called mixing tools,
yeah,
and I'm updating my keyboard with certain three keys, and it's just from when I'm mixing or working on my track.
yeah,
So let's say I have a high pass filter, so it allows me to work longer because I'm not hearing the lows.
yeah.
And also the mid emphasis is a little trick I read in a magazine, which is very, very nice. And basically, how can I open?
Yeah, it's
There's no
like
able
mid
button.
side. You have to use one of these things on the left. These other ones under the plus and minus. These
Ah,
guys.
this one. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So basically, the mid emphasis, it is turning on this EQ here, which focuses on the area between 200 hertz and 3.97. This is the mid, and this is what you hear with your iPhone and every speaker. So basically, our ears are more, are I can hear this better. So
Yeah.
when I'm mixing, I turn this on and I do my mix with this, like I'm like, okay, I want to make sure that my mid is proper.
Oh,
So
cool.
I turn this on and then I mix only hearing the mids, like, I mean, of course, after you make the mix, you turn this on and then you focus on the mid
Yeah.
and you make sure that you can hear everything there. Like
That's
I need to hear my kick, I need to hear my shakers, I need to hear everything
yeah.
around this area. So I make sure that my track is gonna sound good anyway.
That's an interesting technique. Just like so. Okay, so you like isolate the mid range in order to focus on the mid range while mixing, so you can really hear what's going on in the mid range, which is actually the main frequency band we are listening to. Because yes, we are primates. So it used to be that we're in the woods. Like, oh, Vander, Vander, there's a weird creature coming. Watch out! Guard the kids. And
Yeah.
then it would be mid range that you're most sensitive to in your ears to hear me in the jungle shouting for danger, danger.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that you just solo the mid range and then focusing on this range to like get that right. So it actually will sound good. That's interesting. That's why some people buy the Avantone speakers. You know these speakers?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that
Yeah.
actually the EQ it's meant to, it doesn't simulate the Avantone, but it kind of gives me that area that the Avantone
Yeah.
speakers
Interesting.
are putting. So now with that EQ, I can basically put the headphones and focus there,
Yeah.
which is basically because I also want to buy these Avantone speakers because if you mix there and it sounds good there, like it should sound good anywhere, like.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think it's just another reference. You have a one-way reference, which is similar to like my headphones, or it's like your earplugs. A one-way speaker system that has a lot of mid and no low end, basically.
Yeah,
That's interesting. Yeah, man. My studio of the future will definitely have them also because they look nice.
yeah, the like these two little cubes. Yeah.
Hey, we have a question. Dinfluence asks how to create a mid-range tool. Do you mix for the club with the same tool?
Yeah, I mean, so like I said, so you mix your track, so mix your track overall, you make sure that the low end is nice, everything sounds good, and then turn this on and focus on the mid. Like, you have to pay attention to all the frequency ranges of, whenever you're mixing. So it's not that I'm saying we should not take into consideration the lower end because it's very important for clubs. But I also realize that we're taking too much attention below and not enough attention in the mid. And at the end of the day, people also digest our music and the phones and in the loudspeakers and
Yeah.
the so make sure things sounds right, that sounds good, that I can hear that kicking, and I can hear all the elements flowing together. If
Yeah.
I can make my mix sound good here, and then I take it to the next level.
Yeah.
So I first mix everything nicely, but from time to time I turn this on and I start to make decisions based on the mid range, just to make it better.
Yeah, exactly. Just to see another perspective. It's basically, I constantly keep on using the analogy with a picture. You just look at, okay, that's this angle, and this is basically what you're doing with your mix. You have multiple angles. You listen to it in the car, you listen to it in your living room, you listen to it in your studio, you check the mid range,
Yeah.
you do all these things, and then, okay, based upon all these different sort of angles,
You
this
take
is
a
probably the
decision.
right, yeah. And what I usually do is I make two mix downs of my track in the end. I do a session in the morning. I put my alarm. I make a mix down, and then I take a break. I come back. I make another mix down from this exactly same starting point. And because I made the mix before, I'm gonna make some decisions which are the same, but some decisions are almost the same. I try to do something just slightly different, or add just a bit more saturation than I did in V1. And then afterwards, I've got two options, so I basically can pick the right mix, and send it to friends, get some feedback, and everybody picks, for instance, mix two. Then I go, okay, then mix two gets one more revision, and then I'm done with the mixing stage, which for me is liberating because I've been mixing sometimes and I couldn't get it done. It's horrible, when you
It's,
get
hor- it's,
can't
it's
get the
horrible.
mix
So
right.
sometimes I enjoy mixing, sometimes I hate it.
Depends on the track. Some tracks come together really quick and fast, and usually this mix goes really well because you decided to have your kick and bass in different keys, which is nice. In different notes, basically the same key but different notes, and that really works. If you spread out your sounds equally across the whole frequency spectrum, you make a lot easier mix than if it's all like fucking cloudy in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And actually, that's one of the reasons why I have this already in, like, every time I open Ableton, it's already there and it's mapped to my keyboard. And
yeah,
the reason of that is just to be able to access to those features.
yeah. To go really fast. Yeah,
Yeah, along the way.
yeah.
I don't have to think about it. I'm like, okay, let me put it on mono. Boom.
Yeah, to have a check in mono. Yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah,
actually, I like to mix everything in mono first, and then I
yeah. To
stereo.
get the volume levels in mono, right? Yeah, I got a really, really, really good email yesterday from Foundation Mixing Foundation. It's what's it called? Mixing Foundation. It's like this guy that he wrote a book. I'll post it later in the Lessons in Live group. It's and it says the volume balance is the most important because the volume balance,
Yeah.
actually your rough mix, volume balance and panning, is so important because if that's not right, then you can use all the plugins in the world, but if the balance between certain volumes is not right, then it's going to be super weird, And also, if you put something louder, it's going to you're going to perceive it a bit more brighter as well. And if you put it lower in the mix volume wise, it's going to feel more distant and more muffled, like it's further away from the mic, like I am now. I feel more. It feels like my voice is more muffled, but I'm still as bright. But then in the back, So it's interesting how volume can play a major role in your mix down, and which is actually the most important foundation. So, yeah, I think all these plugins and compressors and whatnot, it's cool, but you first need to set an initial balance without all this stuff on there. I think that's really important.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot as well, but from master mixing engineering. But the
Yeah.
most important part of the mix is the leveling, the
Yeah,
gain staging.
yeah. When Jeroen walks in, Nora Q, he does the advanced the masterclass in my advanced course. He comes in, when when for instance me and Duncan Anders, we were working on music. Then Jeroen comes in, he goes, oh, well, maybe you put this a bit softer, this a bit louder, this a bit softer, and then boom, your whole track. If your bass is too loud, it's gonna be over everything else, and it feels like your track doesn't feel right. Yeah, just turn down the bass by 4 dB, and boom, there's the clarity in your mix. So you don't need to up everything. Maybe it's good to put stuff down. It's such an eye opener, man. Volume.
That's actually key, man. Reduce volume. When everything is loud, just put it down.
Yeah.
It's not about pushing the levels up. It's about lowering things down.
Lowering stuff instead of like putting everything up. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. You have to take care of your headroom, man.
Wow, that's a great. We went all the way from producing to mixing, and this is the final stage. It's almost 2 hours, so let's ask the questions to the people. If you have one more question, please feel free to throw in the question. Could be about plugins or about workflow or about anything else, whatever you want to do. And I have also a question for you, Andres. Do you have anything to plug in the end of the show? Like, is there anything you want to share about new releases or parties you're going to do with chorals or anything that you want to promote, your own, the Curious Artist Club? Feel free to drop it all.
Yeah, I mean, the releases, I have one release coming in May. Which is called Vamos a Bailar. It's in the label from Mexico, a really good friend of mine.
Vamos a bailar. Sí, sí.
It sounds super nice.
Yeah.
Well, actually, but it's a very Latin track, straight for summer. And yeah, besides that, I'm looking for a new venue to make the parties in chorals in Amsterdam. Hopefully that's going to happen by summer.
Yeah.
And besides that, focusing on the academy, guys. So Camiel is a great teacher, but if you want feedback, we are on Thursdays. You can find us, and then you can use both, basically.
Yeah, by all means.
From the best, and then you get our opinion.
By all means, man. There's multiple people, teaching, and I think it's good to get different angles, as we said. So it's good for people to join. So if you see this, check out the Curious Artist Club. This CuriousArtist.club, and then you'll find everything that they do, from DJ sessions to producer courses to whatever. So check that out. Dinfluence is thanks for your questions, my friend. Which sample pack is the kick from? The KMDM name. Yeah, where did you get which sample pack was the kick?
It's a Kind Music sample pack.
Music.
They have actually a great sample pack. They have one from Rampa and another one from David Niles, and just go to they are called Kind Music, Werksurf. These are the names. You can just Google them and buy them. They're on the website.
Keine Music, Werkzeug, ja? Werkzeug, das ist ganz Deutsch. Keine Music. Keine Music.
Yeah, but they have great samples.
Let's see.
Everyone's using the same kit.
Yeah. Here for David Miner, Werkzeug. It's kindofmusic.com. Yeah.
Something I can recommend if you're gonna get it. I did this rack also for all your kicks. So I did this rack. I put all the kicks there.
Yeah.
And whenever I start a track, I already have this clip already on my template.
Yeah.
And I just literally.
Oh. Yeah, your CPU's fucking
crazy, huh? So every time I play, let me just turn everything.
Yeah, that's what you get with all these chains, my friend. Turn off some isotope on your master.
Yeah, actually,
that's some waves. Yeah.
Anyways, but I have this drum rack and I just play it and then you can just go up up, and then
Yeah,
you hear all the samples until you find one.
you
And
find the one that's nice. So de kleine Music Werkzeug 1 van David Meyer is ganz gut. Dat is een zeer goede, is a crazy good, ganz good kick machen. No, my German is really bad. But anyway, these kicks are nice. You should really get those. They sound great. They sound nice and full. I'm definitely going to check those out as well because I like to sometimes make a different genre. So less because I make house. So I'm usually at the 909 stuff. So it's good to check this out. Nice, kind of music. Great.
then on 909 is
I did a
great as well.
podcast for Kind of Music once, or Ein Music. That was Ein Music. I did a podcast for so all German stuff. You know, it's confusing. Eine, keine. It's like the.
And it kind of the same thing, no?
It's like the what's it? The Naamvallen all over again. All right, so we have. When is Danza coming out? It's a nice track.
Thank you. I have no idea. So I'm working on it. So my goal is to have an album ready by November with my live sets. So
Yeah.
I guess around that date you might see it.
Cool, nice. Well, I
Thank you.
love the I love the outfit, the influence. You've got a profile picture of Bob Ross with headphones on. Super nice.
Cool.
Yeah, it's super trippy. Bob Ross kind of vibes. I think it's Bob Ross. It's nice. Love Bob Ross. Always when I teach, people say I'm Bob Ross because I go, yeah, no, here we put a little bit of color, make this red because I always work in red. You know, then that really sounds. I don't have an afro though, but it's nice
I should. I'm close to it, man. My hair is horrible today.
because of the. Yeah, I also am letting it grow, man. I'm gonna make super long hair. I'm gonna get the surfer look because you know I'm a surfer dude now, so I need to live up to my appearance.
You need to, yeah, like have a long hair, have a little thing here.
Yeah, yeah.
And you need to get a tan.
Yeah. Well,
I
that's
see. I
working.
see it coming.
It's coming. It's coming for sure, man. At some point, I'll be more tan than you.
Yeah.
Hey, Andres, thank you so much for being in the show. I
My
really,
pleasure.
really enjoyed this session, and I think you're making really nice music, and you're going about it really well. And I hope that the Curious Artist Club is gonna go thrive, and that you're gonna go travel the world again at some point to share your music because you've been doing that a lot before. So all the best with this. And let's stay in touch, my friend. And if you ever want to come to Valencia, you know you're more than welcome. We can hit the waves.
Oh man, I would go for sure. Thank you very much for inviting me and setting this up. It's amazing to see, like, to hang out online, showing you what I'm doing, discuss, talk. You know, it was very fun. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, man, keep on doing it. I really enjoyed to
Yeah.
see the things you're doing, your energy, and yeah. So if you guys want to learn how to make music, this is your guy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
and
nice. Yeah, man, we'll definitely be in touch, and I really want to join the feedback session one. So we'll have a chat once we're done. So people, thank you for joining in once
thank
more.
you, everyone.
Every weekend, every Wednesday. It's nice to have you all here and share it, like it, subscribe. And yeah, again, thank you so much for tuning in. This one will be available on the youtube.com/lessons in live once more. And we'll be back next week with the remix competition of the Happy Camper records from
Ooh.
Britta Arnold, Anders, and Nora Q. We'll probably have, I'm going to try to get them all in the show as well as some of the winners. We're now listening to all the tracks. So if you're watching and you've submitted one of your tracks, we're listening to them and grading them. And it's a nice process. There's some great tracks in there. So check back next week for this remix competition. Thanks for all your comments.
You guys are gonna listen all the tracks live and make the
No,
feedback?
that's not possible. Then we would have a show like
10
all
hours.
night long. Yeah. So no, we're just gonna check it out, and we're gonna pick 3 winners, and they can win a release on the Happy Camper Records. They can win 2 hours private sessions with me, and they can
Wow.
win a Fab Filter Saturn. So that's nice. Fab Filter was so kind to yeah. So
That's so cool.
yeah. So Ozone, if you're watching, Fab Filter is just making most of it. Cool. So everybody, thanks for watching. See you soon next week.
See you, bros. Thank you very much.
Yo.